We're the Cambridge School of Bucharest, and we're based in Romania. We're a British overseas school, or BSO, British Schools Overseas, there we go. So we follow and comply with all the legislation that comes out of the UK government in terms of our curriculum and also in terms of our health and safety and safeguarding. So we kind of use NetSupport to cover two areas, one which would be help comply with the safeguarding that we have to do, and also to support us with teaching and learning as well. We have students from age 3 all the way to 18, and every student from year 1 up to 13, well, up to year 1 to year 9 studies computer science, so all of them have access to the computer science labs. And then from years 10 and up, it's usually the students that have chosen to do the subject continue with us and use the labs mainly, where we run the software as teachers, but we also have other teachers coming in and out when they want to do specialized work in the lab, and it gives them a bit of peace of mind that they can see what's going on with the students' computers and have some control, especially because it is like quite a skilled art to teach with computers. It's something sometimes I take for granted that I've got used to using them all the time and managing students with devices in the lab. It can be a bit of an additional distraction, so it is nice for teachers who do dip in and dip out of the lab to have access to that software. Mainly we had software that we were using, but we had so many different connection issues that about 50%, between 50 and 70% of the computers were disconnecting every period. It wasn't really stable. It wasn't really supporting in terms of what the IT team needed as well. So we went to the BET show, I can't remember, maybe about, I think it was the first one after COVID we went to. I can't remember, I've lost all track of time. But we went to the BET show, we met with people from NetSupport, had a quick demo, and we switched very quickly. And ever since then, it's been stable. We have no issues. It helps us with additional things like power management, distributing software, which other solutions we've used didn't have those features. So for me, when I'm starting a class, I usually use the register feature. So every student logs in and it adds their name onto the screens around the room. So then that allows me to access other features like randomly selecting students. I also use it to lock their screens, not as often, more so with younger students, kind of blank screens as well. Use it to restrict certain apps or open up certain apps. Pushing things to their screens as well. If I need to get a message out to them, like maybe there's something I want them all to copy and paste or to have access to, I'll push that out as a message. And this year I've started to use more often in my classes at the end of lessons, the wellbeing check-in. So it just pushes that out onto their screen. Especially when I've been trying a few new things this year, I wanted to get a bit of immediate response on how they found the lesson and also how they found the new thing that we tried. So it was a nice, easy way to get immediate feedback at the end of the class. Instead of what I usually do is wait to the end of a unit and get feedback. It allowed me to have more interaction with them at the end of each class. The main one for me is this year I've used around the selecting students, especially because I've taken on some classes recently with students that I haven't taught in about 6 years. I taught them in year 6 and now I'm teaching them again in year 12. So for me, their names are a distant memory. So it's been getting to log in and it randomly selecting for me has been quite a nice way of kind of recapping or drilling on their names incredibly quickly. So that's been a feature I haven't used very much in the past. But yeah, that's been really helpful this year. So for us, it allowed us to have more control over our devices in terms of power management, managing the software that was on them as well, and distributing that quite quickly when we wanted to make an update or we wanted to install something very quickly on all the devices that we had. They were the main two reasons. And again, the previous software that we used didn't have those features. So it's always been quite stable when it's doing that, and it helps really save our IT team quite a lot of walking around and handling individual devices. It allows them to do that on a kind of a school-wide basis and within a couple of clicks. For me, I don't personally use it, but our IT team and director have said that the power management feature and the ability to control the devices for them has been a huge time saver. And also for us, being an eco school, knowing that if something gets accidentally left on at the end of the day, we know that that's going to be taken care of, and we can almost have a bit of peace of mind that we're doing our bit for the environment by turning everything off at the end of the day. To sum it up, for me, it's incredibly safe, secure, and reliable. Essentially, reliability was a huge issue with previous software that we've used, losing connection, and especially when you need it the most, when you need to share something with the students. And that was the moment it decided to disconnect. So knowing that we have something which is stable and reliable gives the teachers a lot of peace of mind, and also takes some of the anxiety about being in the IT lab with lots of students and lots of computers and devices. It's been an entirely pleasant experience. Everything's handled very promptly. We're given lots of support and guidance. If there's anything that's kind of niche about our particular setup in the school, be for the way we want to do things using either DNA or the NetSupport School, they've always been very accommodating and given us lots of advice. So it's been a very, very smooth and harmonious relationship from the start. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. If you're looking for a solution for your whole school in terms of managing devices, or just for your IT labs as a teacher, using them for teaching and learning and delivering your lessons, in both aspects, I 100% recommend it.